What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's weather forecast and drought outlook for Thursday, June 8th, 2023. First off, taking a look at the national satellite picture for the United States, and you will see here we still do have the wildfire smoke in the east. This is continuing to be a problem. It is starting to, honestly, it is starting to slightly improve, but today's still another bad day from DC on up to New York City, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, even portions of New York. It's going to gradually improve over the next several days. We do have this system that's been spinning, which is responsible for bringing the Canadian wildfire smoke down from Canada, that is spinning in the northeast. This is going to trigger some showers and thunderstorms, not only today, but also tomorrow. And we do have an eruption of thunderstorms that has fired up over the Delmarva this afternoon, and a couple of these cells have actually gone severe, which was unexpected today. Taking a look at the rest of the country, we do have this unusual setup that goes from Texas on up through Colorado right into the Rockies, and up here in the northwest states and in the Rockies, there is actually a risk of flooding for today. So we'll get into that in a moment as well. Taking a look here at the radar picture, you can see here, if we zoom into places like Richmond, Delaware, Delmarva, Virginia, southeast of Washington, there is this eruption of thunderstorms. And the reason why it probably has overperformed, believe it or not, when there's smoke in the atmosphere, it can actually add some extra energy to the thunderstorms. Taking a look here at the rest of the picture, you can see scattered showers ongoing in upstate New York. There'll be some thunderstorms and thunder showers that get going this afternoon in Pennsylvania. Probably a better chance tomorrow. And of course, we are watching up here in Idaho, Oregon, Montana, Wyoming. This is a relatively concerning situation that's going to unfold this afternoon. National hazards map. In the east, there are multiple areas of bad air quality. This is really bad for today. You want to limit your time outdoors if you are in this area. You can see up here in the northwest, these flood watches, they are in effect. They're going to continue in effect over the next couple of days. Taking a look at the National Hurricane Center, we have a whole bunch of nothing to talk about in the tropical department. And taking a look at the satellite picture, quiet in the tropics right now, and it's going to stay like that for at least the next week. Moving on now to the Storm Prediction Center, there is a marginal risk of severe weather up in the northern plains today. There's a slight risk of severe weather for portions of Texas. We'll take a look at that. You can see no threat of a tornado today. It's under 2%, but that doesn't mean any storm could produce a tornado. Always be prepared. They can sometimes happen when they are least expected. Wind, that's the biggest threat today in Texas. 5% elsewhere, 15% in Texas. And hail, there's 15% chance of that as well. Moving on to day 2, marginal risk of severe weather in the plains. Marginal risk in Florida for tomorrow. I could see there potentially being a marginal risk added for portions of Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey for tomorrow, as there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms. And like I said, with the smoke remaining, it's going to be better tomorrow, but with the smoke remaining, there could be some added energy into any storms that do get going. 5% chances of wind in each marginal risk, and hail is at 5% as well. Day 3, we do have a slight risk over portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Probabilities, there's already a hatched area, so there is the potential this could go up to an enhanced risk for hail, wind, maybe even a small tornado threat. We'll have to keep an eye on this. And moving on now to the Weather Prediction Center, you can see here excessive rainfall on June 8th, that's today, moderate risk in the northwest. Let's take a look at that. Idaho, portions of Montana, you are in a moderate risk for excessive rainfall today. Remember, if you see a flooded roadway, turn around. Do not drown. Alrighty, moving on here to the drought watch. This is something we do want to take a look at. This is very important. Drought conditions in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast continue to worsen. Drought conditions from Texas on northward have improved slightly. These drought conditions in the Pacific Northwest, the areas that I just showed you that could have flooding today, your conditions, honestly, they are going to get better. I am really concerned here about places from the Great Lakes into the Northeast. There is going to be some relief, though, and I will show that to you. Drought conditions continue in Florida. Orlando on westward, you're in a moderate drought at this time, and that's relatively concerning, to say the least. We'll have to see, though. There's going to be some opportunities for showers and thunderstorms. I will show you that on the models. All right, starting off here with the FV3 model today, because I want to show you the various different shower and thunderstorm eruptions. As you can see, showers will be ongoing throughout the day in the Northeast, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms, and then look what goes on up here in the northern plains, back through Montana and Idaho. A large eruption of showers and thunderstorms, slow moving. This is relatively concerning. You could have some areas that get just several inches of rain. Another eruption of showers and thunderstorms will get going across Texas today. So Houston area, yes, you could expect to see some showers and thunderstorms today. And then as we move into Friday, we have to watch things as well. You can see across Orlando, just south of Jacksonville, Florida, you do get some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Look what goes on in the Northeast. Like I said, I could potentially see a marginal risk added tomorrow. There could be a few cells that may contain some hail tomorrow. And this model actually shows some sort of a cluster getting going from Connecticut through Boston. So that's something we will have to watch. And again, look at the plains. Another eruption of showers and thunderstorms. Maybe perhaps some mesoscale convective activity going across Kansas and Oklahoma. This model does try to indicate some sort of an MCS going. That's something we'll have to watch as we head into Saturday. And look at this, Saturday afternoon. Here's where there could be an enhanced risk. You have a large area of showers and thunderstorms, many which will be severe. And I'm saying it again, an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out with this setup. Now, the system that you see here over the plains, that's the one we're going to have to watch that may provide some drought relief to the Northeast. So let's move on and take a look at a bit of a further range here. We'll use the GFS model, which is just coming in. And you can see here in GFS, an area of low pressure does develop over the plains as we head into the Midwest, into the Great Lakes. This low, that's pretty strong. 997 millibars, that's pretty strong for this time of year. You're going to have a southerly flow ahead of this. You could have an isolated risk of severe weather. It's possible this goes to a slight risk day across this area, but you're going to more so have beneficial rains, and that's what we are most interested in. It's not going to be a lot of rain. Not everyone's going to see it, but it's a good opportunity compared to what has been going on for the Mid-Atlantic region. Then we have to watch. This system could get stuck over the Great Lakes for a while, and places like Michigan, Wisconsin, you could get stuck in showers for multiple days. So again, it's worth repeating. Opportunity for showers and thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday in the Mid-Atlantic region, where the drought again is approaching moderate levels now. We also have to watch here in the plains. There's going to be continued showers and thunderstorms, and also showers and thunderstorms in the southeast. So perhaps some more relief to Florida as we get to the second half of next week. However, here's the bad news. Let's reverse this again. That low that gets stuck over the lakes, it does eventually move east, and look what happens here. Look at the isobars. Look at the lines here, the pressure gradient. That's winds out of the north. If the wildfires should still be burning out of control up in Canada, I'm concerned there would be another period of smoke that gets drained down to the south. It's far out. It's a week out. It's something we'll have to watch, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind that there could be a potential for another hazardous air quality event late next week if this low should get stuck east of Maine like this model is showing. As we go into the further range, relatively tranquil and quiet weather across the country. You will have some showers and thunderstorms in various places, but you know what? For June, that's to be expected. Nothing terribly extreme. We're not seeing any massive major mesoscale convective systems in the longer range. And look at this. As we get into beyond 200 hours, for many runs now, the GFS has been showing a tropical system coming into the Gulf. Perhaps the second half of June, we have to concern ourselves with the tropics. It's too soon to say. Let's take a look at the expected precipitation here. As you can see here, they're being generous here on the Weather Prediction Center over the next 1 through 7 days. Anywhere from 1 to potentially isolated amounts of 2 inches of rain in the northeastern states. Look at the plains up through the Tennessee Valley and going back north into Montana and Idaho. A large area of heavier rainfall is expected, which is, again, this is beneficial for anyone who is dealing with drought conditions right now. You can also see a 1 to 2 inch area over the Great Lakes. That's because of that low that's going to get stuck next week. Let's take a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Above average for Texas, above average for the upper Midwest, below average down in the southwestern Four Corners region, including California, and this small below average area across portions of the mid-Atlantic, even back through West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky. So that's kind of unusual for this time of year. And as we head into 8 to 14 days, these above average temperatures, they are really going to start to expand northward. You have well above average temperatures in Texas. You're going to have upper 90s for multiple days, even in Louisiana. And the West Coast, again, it's like a seesaw. The West Coast is going to stay below average while the East is above average. Taking a look at precipitation, slightly above average in the Northeast because of those 2 weather events I told you about. Well above average for places like Nevada and Utah. And you know what? Honestly, this is some really good news for Lake Mead. Lake Mead continues to rise, and it's rising more than it did last year during the spring rise. So something we'll have to watch. Maybe we can finally get appreciable water levels back in Lake Mead again. The south, relatively below average, but again, you will see some shower and thunderstorm activity in Florida. And the Great Lakes, yeah, it's saying below average, but if that low gets stuck there like the GFS shows, I wouldn't even think about it being below average there because you'll just have daily showers. Below average in southeast Texas, but above average precipitation for the 8 to 14 day outlook in places in the west, and above average precipitation in the mid-Atlantic region, almost into the northeast. So that's something good to see as well, because there will be a string of showers and thunderstorms for multiple disturbances in this area. But again, it bears saying, for June standards, we're not seeing the ring of fire, meaning we're not seeing these long-lived mesoscale convective systems that come up from the plains and then come down into the northeast. The only mesoscale convective system we're concerned about is tomorrow evening and again Saturday in the southern plains. Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's weather outlook and drought update. If you enjoyed this content, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below, and thanks for watching.